You know how most gardens start looking a little worn out by the end of summer? The colors fade, the blooms slow down, and suddenly the yard feels like it's in hibernation mode. But it doesn't have to be that way. With the right perennials, you can keep your garden bursting with rich reds, glowing golds, deep purples, and soft pinks, right through those crisp fall days. Imagine stepping outside in September or even October and still seeing fresh blooms welcoming you at the gate. In this video, we're talking about 10 show-stopping plants that kick into high gear just when most gardens are calling it quits, giving you color you'll actually look forward to every single year.
If there's one perennial that knows how to steal the late summer spotlight, it's the black-eyed Susan. Those golden yellow petals with rich dark centers practically glow in the sunlight, carrying vibrant color well into fall. They're hardy, drought-tolerant once established, and bloom for weeks on end, often from July right through October in many regions. Give them a sunny spot with well-draining soil, and they'll thrive with minimal fuss, only needing extra water during long dry spells. Beyond their beauty, black-eyed Susans are a pollinator's dream. Bees, butterflies, and even hummingbirds will flock to your garden. And when the blooms fade, the seed heads become natural bird feeders for goldfinches and other small songbirds. For maximum impact, plant them in bold drifts, or pair them with airy Russian sage or the rosy blooms of Sedum autumn joy. The contrast is breathtaking and keeps your garden looking full of life well into the season.
Few plants can bring that airy, dreamy quality to a late summer garden like Russian sage. Its tall, silvery stems, covered in clouds of lavender blue flowers, create a soft haze of color that lasts from midsummer well into fall. It thrives in full sun and well-draining soil, and it actually prefers conditions on the drier side, making it perfect for hot, low-water landscapes. Once established, it's nearly indestructible, shrugging off heat, drought, and even poor soil, while keeping its color show going for months. Russian sage isn't just beautiful, it's also a magnet for bees, butterflies, and other pollinators. Its open, airy structure makes it a great backdrop for bold bloomers like black-eyed Susan or coneflower, while the silvery foliage pairs effortlessly with ornamental grasses for a natural, prairie-inspired look. Plant it where it can sway in the breeze, and you'll get that soft movement and constant color that makes late summer gardens feel alive and effortless.
Coneflowers are the kind of plant that never seem to quit, pumping out their daisy-like blooms in shades of purple, pink, and even white well into the fall. With their prominent, spiky central cones and sturdy stems, they stand tall through heat, drought, and even less than perfect soil. Full sun is their happy place, and once established, they require very little attention, just occasional deadheading if you want to keep the flower show going strong. These are true workhorses in the garden, delivering weeks of reliable color right when you need it most. What makes coneflowers even better is their incredible wildlife value. Butterflies can't resist them, bees will be busy collecting nectar, and when the blooms fade, the seed heads become a natural snack bar for finches and other birds. They look stunning mixed with late-blooming partners like Russian sage or ornamental grasses, creating that layered, textured look that feels full and lush. Whether you plant them in bold sweeps or tuck them between other perennials, coneflowers are a surefire way to keep your garden buzzing with life well into the cooler months.
When it comes to dependable late-season color, Sedum Autumn Joy is almost unbeatable. This hardy perennial starts the season with fleshy, succulent-like leaves
then gradually produces clusters of broccoli-like buds that open into soft pink flowers in late summer. As the season cools, those blooms deepen to rich copper and rusty red tones, carrying gorgeous color right into fall. It thrives in full sun, loves well-draining soil, and handles drought with ease, perfect for gardeners who don't want to fuss over watering. Its long-lasting blooms are a magnet for bees and butterflies, and even after frost, the dried flower heads add beautiful winter structure to the garden. Sedum Autumn Joy pairs effortlessly with ornamental grasses, Russian sage, and black-eyed Susans, creating a tapestry of texture and color that looks stunning through the end of the season. Plant it in clusters or along a sunny border, and you'll have a plant that delivers interest in every stage, from fresh buds to dried winter silhouettes.
If you want a plant that brings a touch of elegance to the late-season garden, Japanese anemone is hard to beat. With its tall, wiry stems topped by delicate, wind-blown blooms in shades of white, pink, or rose, it creates a graceful, airy presence that stands out among heavier late-season flowers. Blooming from late summer right into October, it thrives in part sun to full sun and appreciates rich, well-draining soil with consistent moisture, though once established, it can handle short dry spells. Japanese anemone is beloved for its ability to mix seamlessly with other perennials, weaving color and movement through the garden without overpowering its companions. Bees and other pollinators love its open, daisy-like flowers, and it looks stunning when planted in drifts beneath ornamental grasses or alongside the deeper tones of sedum and coneflower. Give it a spot where it can sway gently in the breeze, and it will reward you with months of delicate, romantic blooms when much of the garden has already started to fade. If you want fireworks in your garden as summer winds down, Helenium Mardi Gras delivers in full color. Its daisy-like blooms explode in warm shades of gold, orange, and red, often all on the same plant, making it look like autumn has arrived early. Blooming from late summer into fall, it thrives in full sun and appreciates consistently moist, well-draining soil. With sturdy stems and a tidy, upright habit, it holds its blooms high and proud, even in breezy conditions, making it a bold statement in any border. Helenium Mardi Gras is a pollinator magnet, drawing in bees and butterflies right when nectar sources start to dwindle. It pairs beautifully with the rich purples of Russian sage or the coppery tones of Sedum Autumn Joy for a striking seasonal contrast. For the best display, plant in groups so the color impact is impossible to miss. This is the kind of plant that doesn't just blend into the background, it takes center stage and keeps your garden buzzing with life well into autumn. When most gardens are starting to go quiet, Aster, raiden's favorite, wakes up and steals the show. This late-blooming perennial is covered in a blanket of lavender-purple daisy-like flowers from September well into October, creating a burst of cool color that plays perfectly against the warm tones of fall foliage. It thrives in full sun to light shade and prefers well-draining soil, and once established, it's surprisingly drought-tolerant for such a prolific bloomer. The flowers are a magnet for pollinators, especially migrating butterflies and late-season bees, providing valuable nectar when few other blooms remain. Plant it alongside golden black-eyed Susans or the fiery shades of Helenium for a bold, high-contrast display, or let it weave naturally through ornamental grasses for a softer, meadow-inspired feel. Either way,
Aster raiden's favorite ensures your garden doesn't just fade into fall, it finishes strong.
Coreopsis zagreb may be compact, but it packs a serious punch when it comes to late-season color. Its fine thread-like foliage is topped with masses of bright golden yellow blooms that just keep coming from midsummer into early fall. This hardy perennial thrives in full sun and well-draining soil, and it's remarkably drought-tolerant once established, perfect for low-maintenance borders or pollinator-friendly gardens. Its airy texture and nonstop blooms make it a cheerful filler between taller plants. Beyond its charm, Coreopsis zagreb is beloved by bees and butterflies, keeping your garden buzzing with life right through the cooler months. It pairs beautifully with deeper-hued plants like Russian sage or the bold oranges of Helenium mardi gras, creating a vibrant contrast that feels warm and inviting. Plant it in clusters for the most impact, and you'll have a reliable splash of sunshine that lights up your garden long after summer's peak has passed.
Goldenrod fireworks earns its name with arching sprays of tiny bright yellow flowers that burst outward like celebratory sparks. Blooming from late summer into early fall, it brings a shot of golden light to the garden just as other plants start winding down. This variety is more compact and well-behaved than the weedy goldenrods you might see in the wild, making it perfect for sunny borders or mixed perennial beds. It thrives in full sun and well-draining soil, but it's adaptable enough to handle average garden conditions with minimal care. Pollinators absolutely love goldenrod fireworks, with bees, butterflies, and even beneficial wasps flocking to its nectar-rich blooms. It's stunning when paired with purple asters or the deep reds of Helenium for a high-energy fall color palette. Plant it toward the middle or back of the border so its arching blooms can spill over surrounding plants, and you'll have a garden feature that lives up to its name, ending the season with a bang.
Joe Pye weed is the grand finale your late-season garden deserves. Towering up to 5 to 7 feet, it sends up huge dome-shaped clusters of dusty pink to mauve flowers from late summer well into fall, creating a dramatic focal point you can spot from across the yard. Despite its size, it's surprisingly easygoing, thriving in full sun to light shade, loving moist but well-draining soil, and tolerating even heavier clay once established. In return, it delivers weeks of blooms that draw pollinators in non-stop. Butterflies in particular can't resist Joe Pye weed, and its height makes it perfect for the back of a border, along a fence, or as a screen for less attractive areas of the yard. Pair it with golden black-eyed Susans or the airy lavender haze of Russian sage for a layered, high-impact planting that lasts until frost. This is one of those plants that doesn't just extend your garden season, it takes it out with a show-stopping, pollinator-packed finale. Late summer and fall don't have to mean a fading garden. With the right mix of perennials, like the 10 we just covered, you can keep your beds bursting with color, buzzing with pollinators, and full of life right up until the first frost. From the golden glow of black-eyed Susans to the soft haze of Russian sage and the towering drama of Joe Pye weed, each of these plants brings its own personality to the season. The beauty of late-season gardening is that you're not just extending the show, you're creating a finale worth waiting for. Plant a few of these now, and by this time next year, you'll be stepping outside to a garden that's still going strong, while everyone else's has called it quits. So take this list, make your picks, and get planting, because your most colorful garden days are still ahead.